What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. Once again, rest in peace, Stuart Damon. It's sad, man, when you lose another legend, a heavy hitter in the game. Um, and it's crazy because I think just a few weeks ago, or just a week or so ago, I just mentioned that they should bring Alan Quartermain back. And then we get this news that he passed. I'm like, damn. Rest in peace to him, man. Shout outs to his family and condolences to the family and to the cast that are mourning him as well. That's a huge loss to the daytime community. Um, and I was just watching some old Alan and Monica clips the other day too. Damn, I hate when we lose our legends. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. Um, so yeah, getting into this episode of GH, I enjoyed this installment today. It's always great to see Diane and looking as fierce as only she can look. Um, First of all, Elizabeth. Elizabeth was working my nerves today because I'm like, first of all, stop interrupting Finn and Scott when they're trying to talk. That's so rude. Like, she kept cutting them off. I get it. You're trying to protect Finn. I get it. But it's like, slow your roll. Finn knows what he's doing. Calm down. And Scott, he wants to put him on retainer. Once he puts Scott on retainer, it's officially, attorney-client privileged information. So whatever, he tells Scott, Scott can't say anything. It's all about protecting your client at that point. That's why I was like, Elizabeth just needs to keep her mouth shut. You know, I understand why Finn basically just told Scott, like, just in case the cops question me, I want to let you know. I kind of had a motive to get rid of the dude, you know what I mean? Because we had, several arguments and I wanted to punch him in the face a couple times. And Scott was like, you and everybody else. He said, shoot, if you did do something to Peter, he said, I'm pretty sure you would get a medal for it. But I wish that Finn would have just told Scott the whole story because I feel like when the truth does come out, it's good for your attorney to know everything beforehand. You know what I mean? Don't wait until something bad happens for your attorney to spring into action, and then you're going to be looking at Scott like, oh, I need you to do everything that you can. He could have done everything he could if you would have just told him all this from the beginning. It's good for your attorney to know this info ASAP, not when when the stuff go down. He also wanted Scott to draw up some paperwork because in the event that something happens to him, he wants Elizabeth to have guardianship of Violet. Um, and Scott was totally understandable. Scott, understandable. Scott totally understood, like, Finn and Elizabeth getting close, and he wasn't mad about it. He was like, even though, Franco was my son, he was like, I'm not upset about that. And they made it clear to him, they was like, yeah, we're just friends. He said, well, whatever y'all doing, he said, I'm cool with it. See, Scott is such a nicer person these days. You want to know why he nicer? Because he getting some good loving from Obrecht. That's what's making him nice. Because normally Scott just be off the wall. But I think, when you get some good loving, it mellows you out. You know what I mean? Like, you would say yes to anything when you getting some good poom poom. When you getting some good poom poom or some good vitamin D, it just, it brings out the happiness in you. You know what I mean? You damn near say yes to anything. I just don't see this ending too good for Finn at this point because the longer you hold on to this, the worse the consequences are going to be. That's why I felt like he should have just told Scott everything. That's what I wish he would have did. I wish he would have just told Scott the whole story. So anyway, moving on from that, another person who was getting on my nerves, Sam. Sam ain't got nothing better to do with her time. Like, just nothing. Like, Ava came by the bar, spoke to her. She ignored Ava. And then want to sit there asking all these questions. Oh, what's going on between you and Nicholas? And then gonna walk over to Nicholas's table once she heard that they were getting a divorce, asking Nicholas, "Oh, you care to explain to me what's going on between you and Ava?" First of all, Sam, who are you for anyone to explain anything to you? For one, you don't even like Ava. You're not friends with her. She just spoke to you and you just were rude and ignored her. Two, you don't even like Nicholas. Y'all are not close. So why are you all up in their business? Them getting a divorce, staying married, how does that affect your day? How does it affect your life? In what way? I'm curious. Like, I just feel like it was Sam being nosy and being a busybody because she ain't got no life. Well, you have 2 children. How about you go tend to that? It's just a thought. I mean, it's a thought. I mean, you know what you should do? Just so that way you're not in anybody's business, get you some water. See this? It's empty right now because I just drunk this. Get you a bottle of water like this, maybe not this size, maybe something smaller. It doesn't matter. Just get you some water, drink it, and mind your business. That's what you ought to do. I think that's the saving grace for a lot of people. If you just drink water and mind your business, your life would be so much better. Oh my God. The abundance of happiness you can have in your life if you just go and mind your business. That's all you gotta do. That's all you have to do. That's it. And your life would be peaches and cream. What did 112 say? Peaches and cream. That's what your life would be. Just mind yours. Um, Ava was putting on a show in that Metro Court restaurant. She was putting up a whole show. Sitting there flirting, publicly flirting with Austin, shamelessly flirting with Austin. Austin wasn't here for it. Austin was like, let me get on up out of here. Especially once Nicholas and Dante walked over. Austin was like, I ain't even trying to be up in no mess right about now. I'm gonna remove myself. Ava said, no, you don't need to leave. We can go somewhere else and have a drink. I'm like, Ava, you doing all this in front of your husband? In his face? The disrespect. And then that little bartender, he run around snitching, calling whoever stalking Ava or whatever, giving them updates about what's going on with Ava. Um, I'm like, you little snitch. And the stalker, apparently, I guess whoever's stalking Ava was at the Metro Court restaurant too, because they was peeking out the door, watching her and Nicholas and the whole showdown, on watching the whole thing from behind the door. I want to know who this stalker is. Like, who is doing this? Like, Ava better than me, because at the end of the day, I'm not letting nobody dictate my life. I'm sorry, but I just can't. Y'all already know how I feel about being blackmailed. It would never happen because I just snitch on myself before. It's all about taking that power away from them. At the end of the day, she did the smart thing by sending her daughter to Carly's, for protection, because they got guards over there. So her daughter's protected. Nicholas is a grown man who can protect himself. So at the end of the day, I would live my life. I'm sorry, because whoever's stalking you is clearly a coward, because they're hiding behind doors and notes and little veiled threats. That's a coward. That's a coward. So there's no way I'm gonna be afraid of a coward, and I don't scare easy. So sending me a teddy bear and all this other foolishness that you're doing, it ain't gonna scare me. I'm gonna live my life, and I think that's what Ava needs to do. Like, you're happy with Nicholas, you're in love with Nicholas, live your life. You know what I'm saying? Live your best life. Don't let nobody scare you. But she just got, she feels like in her heart she got to do what she got to do to protect the people that she loves. So Nicholas was trying to tell her, let's go, we're leaving, come on, you're leaving, or whatever. And Ava had to show him that she was serious and show, put on this show to show her stalker that she was serious about this divorce. So she took off the rings and threw it on the ground. I love me some Ava Jerome hyphen Cassadine. I love me some Ava. But she crazy as all get out, because there's no way in the world you should be throwing no big old diamond ring on the ground like that. If I was up in there, Frank Valentini, if you watching this, can you put me on the show as an extra? I just want to know. Because if Ava would have threw that ring down like that in front of me, I would have kindly put up my church finger and I would have walked over there. I would have picked that ring up and went to the nearest pawn shop. That ring is too big and expensive for you to be throwing that on the ground like it's a toy. Like, you done lost your mind. I would have happily picked that thing up and said, oh, to the pawn shop I go. To the pawn shop I go. I would have ran right on to the pawn shop and pawned that sucker. You wouldn't have had to tell me twice. But yeah, Ava just need to live her best life at this point. You know what I'm saying? Forget about this stalker. Obviously, they're a coward. Let them do what they do. They want to make a go of it. Tell them to come at you. Tell them to show their face and stop hiding behind doors. So anyway, moving on from that. Anna and Valentine was getting cozy up in that house by that fire. He was all touching on her hair and her face. They was about to kiss. Like, they just getting close. I said, okay, Valentine, you making your move. I see you. I think Valentine and Anna would be good together. I think they would, honestly. If they gave their relationship a real chance, I think they would look amazing together. I honestly think they would. But Anna did find some stuff out about that nurse Chloe. So her real name is Marie Hopkins, and to come to find out, her brother is a helicopter pilot. Ding, ding, ding. Mind you, Anna was looking for a helicopter pilot that flew that chopper that was coming near the hospital to pick up Peter. She's putting two and two together, so she's figuring it out. She's trying to find him. And she found out some more information about Austin. She found a family photo at the house that they're staying at. And in it is Austin with his parents. She recognizes the father. Anna, all I need you to do is blink once for yes, that's Jimmy Lee. Or blink twice for no, it's not Jimmy Lee. That's all I need you to do. I needed her to give me some type of sign that that's either Jimmy Lee or not Jimmy Lee without her saying it. I was so mad when they cut that part off and that was the end of that scene. I said, no. I need to know who the daddy is, who the pappy. I need to know who that man in the photo is. Is that Jimmy Lee? I need to know. I have a feeling that Austin's a Quartermain. I definitely have that feeling. Because why are you so worried about ELQ and the board meeting and all that stuff? Why are you worried about that? You're not a shareholder in that company, far as we know. So anyway, moving on from that. That was some mess. So Spinelli going through right about now. Spinelli is going through it, because Ellie is not happy about, the escalating violence that's happening in Port Charles. And she doesn't want Spinelli to get caught in the crossfire. So, of course, he was talking to Diane, trying to get some advice about what to do. And Diane simply told him, you just need to go talk to Ellie, tell her why you're so loyal to Jason, and see if y'all can come to some type of compromise or whatever. Figure this out. You know what I mean? So after Diane left, Joey Novak came over. And Joey Novak is apparently the nephew of Vincent Novak, who's the head of the Novak criminal organization that's targeting the Corinthos organization. So Joey comes over and pretty much under no uncertain terms, he pretty much tells Spinelli, whether you like it or not, you're working for us now. You know how big your balls have to be? How you must have the size, your balls must be the size of grapefruits for you to know who this boy is, this man is. You know his name is Damian Spinelli. You did your homework on him. You know how smart he is, how tech savvy he is, and you want him in your organization because he could be a valuable member. So if you know all of this, then you know who he rolled with. So that means you know he's affiliated with the Corinthos organization, i.e. Jason Morgan. You know this information. And yet you still walk over there and tell him he's working for you, not ask. Oh, no. He didn't ask. He said, you're working for me. And when Spinelli was like, yeah, I'm not available, he said, oh, I wasn't asking you. He said, you can either join or you could be drafted. I was like, yeah, you got the balls the size of grapefruits. Until Jason walked up in there. Listen, when Jason and Britt walked up in there and Jason saw them talking, Jason, it's like a switch flipped in Jason because he turned into Enforcer Jason. He walked right over and said, we got a problem. The way he smacked his hand on his shoulder. When he put his hand on Joey's shoulder, you could see the tense look in Joey's face. So you know he applied some pressure to that shoulder. You know he did. So he took Joey outside and, of course, gave him an good old-fashioned Joe Jackson beatdown. Because when Jason came back into the pub, he had blood on his hands. So I said, yeah, he done whooped that man. He done beat him down. He done beat him like he stole something. And Spinelli was a little nervous because with Jason beating down the Novak, he felt like it was going to be retaliation from the Novaks onto Spinelli. And Jason was like, nah, you ain't got to worry about that. And Jason offered to talk to Ellie for him, but, Spinelli was like, nah. He said it wouldn't do no good, so I guess he figured he's just going to handle it himself. Things between the Novaks and the Corinthoses are heating up. They are definitely heating up, and not in a good way. It's going to be some bloodshed before it's all said and done. Because from what I gather, Joey Novak is Vincent's favorite nephew. So if Jason gave him a beatdown, good and well, Uncle Vincent ain't going to take that lightly. He probably going to want some bloodshed on the Corinthos side. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war, And Britt, she think that Jason is going to tell her everything, because she told Spinelli, oh, it's a little late for Jason to be keeping secrets. Well, welcome to the mafia, because Jason's not going to tell you everything about his business. He's not going to tell you everything about his business dealings. But you could see the look on her face, like she looked a little sad when Jason said, "Oh, I'm gonna take you home." She looked a little sad when he was ending the night early or whatever. But she tried to keep a smile on her face and let him know, well, next time the beers are on you. I feel bad for Britt because I want her and Jason to work out. You know what I'm saying? They definitely seem like they're happy together, and he talks a lot more with her. So I would love to see where that relationship can go, but right now it's gonna have to be put on pause. Um, Hopefully Jason is open and honest with her, and he tell her, what's going on between him and Carly and why they got to do what they got to do. Because Carly was trying to get some, legal advice and some advice from Diane about what her and Jason plan on doing. And Diane really saw no problem with it. Because she was like, basically, it makes sense from a business standpoint. And she believes that the other families are going to buy their marriage because Jason and Carly's business interests and personal interests are already intertwined with each other. Carly is a trustee to Jason's estate. Jason is a trustee to Carly's estate. They both co-own Corinthos Coffee together now, and both of them signed guardianship papers. So if anything were to ever happen to Jason, Carly would have guardianship over his kids, and then vice versa. If anything happened to her, he would have guardianship over hers, well, her minor children. My only thing is, how is that guardianship gonna work? Because the mothers are involved. So it's like, if something were to happen to Jason, how would that work? Because I'm pretty sure Sam is not going to want Carly to have guardianship over her son, and I'm pretty sure Elizabeth would not want her having guardianship over Jake. So I don't see how that's going to work. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. From a business standpoint, it does make sense for them to get married because Sonny had to do the same thing when he was marrying Claudia. For business purposes, he had to marry Claudia. He had to. I mean, that's just mafia. You have to do it. I know some people were saying, how come, Carly just can't be in charge and Jason be her right-hand man? The reason for that is, simply put, the five families have an issue with Carly being in charge because she has no experience. You know what I'm saying? She never ran a criminal organization before. She has no track record in that field. That's why they have an issue with that. You know what I mean? So it makes sense for them to trust Jason running the business more than Carly. He's been in it for over 2 decades now. So it makes sense. It's going to have a major ripple effect, though, on everybody in town. Not everybody going to be happy about it, especially Sam and Britt. When they all find out about it, all hell might break loose. Hell, even Jax. I don't think Jack's going to be too keen on that either. Jack's going to have something to say about it. When does that man not have anything to say? So he gonna have his opinions and whatnot. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. I thoroughly enjoyed. Oh, I did enjoy the scenes with Diane and Avery, and Jocelyn and Avery and stuff. I thought those scenes were pretty dope. But hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.